Hello, everyone. So, welcome to today's Report Portal and Merkle video meeting. And our goal for this session is to tell to the Report Portal community about Merkle's incredible success story, and we'll explore how they streamlined their testing processes and the remarkable result they achieved. Today, we have two special guests on this call. It's Nikolay, QA architect from Merkle, and Dmitry, Report Portal product owner. And basically, we have one more guest. I'm not sure about the position and name, but yes.
Me, chief hugging officer.
Perfect. Yeah, and my name is Veronica. I'm Report Portal product manager. Before we dive into the details, let's get to know a bit more about Merkle. And Nikolay, could you share with us about Merkle a bit more details and what's your role in the company?
Hello everyone. I'll start with what is Merkle and what we do. Merkle is a global leader in customer experience technology. The company has more than 30 years of history and it is part of Dentsu Group. In Bulgaria, where I'm located, our focus is to provide global retailers with a single source of expertise, technology and operational support. The team has a proven track record of delivering, managing, innovating multi-channel commerce platforms for major international brands and retailers. And for the last several years, we were able to launch more than 400 transactional websites in 60 countries and 6 continents, so we are really proud with it. As a QA architect in the company, I have to constantly look for new tools and improvements that we can use in order to do testing in a smart way and achieve better efficiency in our work. As part of that, I'm also responsible to support all my colleagues for solving any technical issues and help them to improve their technical knowledge over the time.
That's fantastic, Nikolay. And Dmitry, the product owner of Report Portal, could you just briefly introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Dmitry. I'm the guy who's starting the Report Portal from the day zero for almost 10 years. So practically most of the things somehow attached to me in the Report Portal. I'm really proud to be part and originator of this product, and really glad to see guys like Nikolay who is getting the benefit out of the things we do.
Perfect. So it sounds like a perfect lineup for our meeting. And now let's dive into Merkle's journey with Report Portal. So Nikolay, could you please share some insight about the testing team, about the processes you have in terms of testing at Merkle?
Okay, so currently in Sofia, we have more than 100 people working in different QA roles in the company. We have experts in functional and non-functional testing activities like automated testing, visual testing, page performance, accessibility, security, and many more. And in terms of testing process, we work in agile methodology. I believe most of companies do that. By using Scrum or Kanban frameworks, it really depends on the project needs and really what the client wants, how to work, either in Scrum or Kanban. Usually if we using Scrum, then we have 2 or 3 weeks sprints duration, and basically depending on the client needs again and their desire, we have projects where we have daily releases and projects where we have, let's say, 1 month releases or 6 weeks releases.
So sounds like a pretty well-structured process. And what kind of challenges did you have before meeting Report Portal?
Short answer here is fully remote work since COVID started. Before that, we were working from the office maybe more than 90% of the time, and sometimes when we go to the sea or want to work from home because we are partially sick leave, then we were working outside of the office. So when COVID came, we had to transition from office way of working to 100% remote work. And in the first few weeks, there wasn't a big deal because everyone was kind of setting up the way of working from home. It's totally different environment, different way of working, and a lot of surprise challenges pop up, like working with your roommate or your wife at the same time on different calls, screaming each other, say, please, can you speak a little bit not so louder and so on. So after the initial transition, we started seeing some negative trends in the way how we work, the productivity of the team, and the results that we started getting. So we started asking ourselves what we can do and what's the root cause of the problem. I can give you an easy example. Analysis of the automated test. This is quite basic activity which makes sense to happen in the morning, and at the same time it's quite important. It happens every day, and it's really good to have the results early in the morning compared to the afternoon, because this way you can catch the regression issues earlier. Automated is going to catch them, and you can raise the respective defects so everyone can be aware of them. If you have that information in the afternoon or late evening, well, it doesn't make much of the work. Another challenge was that the project itself became bigger. We started having synchronization, communication issues between the different teams inside of the project, which was another problem that we wanted to tackle. So what we tried is we started working in a different small teams to brainstorm different problems, and it appeared that we cannot really change the synchronization of communication ways in an easy way. There are tons of books which are providing ideas and suggestions how to do it, but not a silver bullet and solution how to really implement it and solve it. So we decided to combine different problems into a single one and to split them into smaller ones. So the problem with the analysis, we converted it this way: how to improve communication and synchronization between teams while people are doing analysis of the automated test in order to have the results early in the morning. This way, it was more actionable item, more context-oriented problem, and it gave us a lot of flexibility to look for potential solutions which can solve that particular problem. Luckily, at that time we knew about the report portal, so we decided to give it a go and see what will be the results.
So this is the moment where ReportPortal came to the rescue.
Exactly.
Okay, and how did you get to know about ReportPortal? Why you decided to try? What kind of advantages seemed very valuable for you or beneficial?
Well, the first time I heard for ReportPortal, it was in Automation Guild 2019, where Dimitri was presenting the tool at that conference. So I saw it, I liked it, and I have added it in my pocket about potential solutions and tools that we can try to use in future in order to become more effective and probably to help us achieve something more. Advantages at that time when we decided to use ReportPortal was like prediction. We hoped that this will be an advantage, but we were not exactly sure. However, we were sure about three things. First one, and the first advantage that we saw, is that this is a tool where we can add live information inside of it. So while you do the analysis, you can put on the failed test information why that certain test case failed today, which was good because you can add the context into the system and it can be visible by everyone. And at the same time, we can connect the respective failed test case with a ticket in your bug tracking system. We use Jira in our case, so it was connection with Jira. The next big advantage, which we hope to be an advantage, was the history and the easy and smooth way to jump of the history of the test over the time. What was the state yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago? That was quite easy because with a single click, you could see what was the failure at that time, what was the analysis of that time, and all those information was in a single tool, which was amazing. Before that, we were using Jenkins, where we need to dive deep into the logs and see why certain test case failed, use cucumber reports in Jenkins, and at the same time, all the live information, all the analysis was going to our test case management system. So people, to do this, they had to jump between Jenkins, they had to jump between cucumber reports to go to the test case management system, which was a lot of systems connected together, and it was slowing down the activity. The third thing was the dashboard functionality. It was nice to have some dashboard to see the progress of the analysis and to see what is happening. At that point of time, auto analysis, we didn't consider it as advantage because we do not know how it behaves, how it works, and whether our customer automation framework really is ready enough to give 100% productivity from auto analysis point of view. 3 years later, I definitely know what needs to be tuned in order to be more productive than what it was ago.
But now we're talking like about your previous expectations. But if to talk about the comparison expectations versus reality, did they match?
Yes.
How did you like the functionality?
I definitely can confirm that the first 3 points about adding live information inside of the system, dashboard functionality, test case history, navigation, they definitely confirm, and we like them a lot. Auto analysis is another feature that we started using a lot more frequently, and it provides great results when you tune your automation framework to, let's say, to provide more context and more uniqueness into the field when certain test cases fail. And the last thing which I really like it, and it was recently added in ReportPortal, is unique error analysis. And that's one of my best features into the tool, because I believe it came from our implementation. You get it from there, but it does a lot more work and a lot of productivity, especially if you have multiple people working on the analysis at the same time, because you can see just the unique failures and to not be afraid that you have, let's say, 10 or 20 failed test cases to analyze. It might be just 1 or 2 and all of them to fail with the same root cause. So
can you just summarize what you're saying, just for those people who will listen us in the recording. So, and the thing which is we actually try to build within the report portal is the possibility to bring the features into the report portal which help you to benefit at different stages of the maturity of your test automation. Right from the very simple beginning, where you just collect the results in one single place and there is no kind of need to jump between different Jenkins reports, other BDD reports, and etc. You just can open up the single view. Then those results standardized across different types of the test results and test frameworks and languages and platforms. The next level, categorization of those fails, so your team kind of align it with the actual reason of the fail. And then the next stage to have utilize ML algorithms to speed up your own analysis and get rid of this effort. So you utilize the ML to train from your team and start to do the analysis automatically, let's say, with the leveraging of the ML algorithms. And on top of that, have the possibility to group unique errors which occurs within the list of your execution, which means like if you have thousands of the test cases, let's say 5,000 of the test cases and 2,000 of them failed, you can use the unique error analysis, which gives you the groups like here, one fail which is affecting like, let's say 2,000, like 1,000 of test case, another one which affects 500 and another 500. So you speed up the process a lot. And as a conclusion, which you mentioned about the specifics of the logs, as you said, you find out what is the best way to organize the logs of the test cases so auto analysis can pick up more data and can be more productive at this point. Could you please kind of share this experience? Like I guess you learned it in the hard way, based on like daily usage. But could you please kind of specify it for the people who will try and use ReportPortal after your words? What is the best way to improve your logs in order to make it valuable?
I'll give a simple example. Imagine that you want to place an order with a guest user and buy a single product. And that test might fail on a payment page. So instead of getting a thank you page that your order was successfully submitted, you can have some errors on the payment page and say that the order is not processed by some reason. If you have 5 tests running this way and your error is thank you page is not open, but you expect to be open, this does not give you any context. So every time when a test fails on a payment step, it doesn't matter what is the root cause for that, it will be exactly the same error. And ReportPortal is going to get information from the history and provide you suggestions based on the stack trace. So you don't have that uniqueness. But instead of that, if you type deeper and extend your failing message, your assertion message, instead of thank you page is not displayed, you can add more information like payment is not processed, or there is an error on the payment page, or for example, you haven't selected the credit card details. If you put that error details in the stack trace, not in the stack trace, but the message of the assertion, then this makes the failure more unique. Yes, you still haven't placed an order, but now you might have 3 different reasons why this didn't happen. And then ReportPortal, based on the information that you provide, can really see in which part of the tree you go, what kind of leaf you are touching from the tree which is built by machine learning, and to provide you the context that they hit. That's why my idea is this is what I basically said in the beginning. You need to tune your automation to be more unique in terms of failed messages when something happened, in order to make the tree more detailed with a lot more leaves and to have more accurate results. Because if you have, let's say, a tree with just 10 leaves at the end, so 10 unique reasons for failure, ReportPortal is going to return one of those 10 options. It's not artificial intelligence to find the new root cause and to say, maybe this is a new thing that you haven't found so far. That's not the job that ReportPortal does. ReportPortal just analyzes the history of the test that you have collected, analyzed, and based on your finding, it says, maybe this is the problem. And then it's our responsibility to see whether this is the real result. If yes, okay, we leave it as it is. Great. If not, we need to educate the ReportPortal probably and say, no, it's not that reason, it's another reason, and maybe we need to make an action. Update the bug information, update the comment, and probably add more information into the failure in future, so when it happens again, to make it more unique compared to what was the previous suggestions provided by the tool.
Got it. Thank you for this excellent summarization. And I usually say to the people, there is a super simple rule which applies to any sort of the machine learning algorithm you use. It sounds like garbage in, garbage out. If you have invalid, unmeaningful information which you feed into the ML algorithms, they won't give you much of the result. So please do work on your logs output, on your assertions, and please do not expect much of the outcome if you have kind of expected true but what's false in every single assertion across thousands of your fails. This is not the way how the ML help you. And the best way to verify it, if you can take up your manual functional tester, ask him to read the log, and if he doesn't understand what's going on with this particular fail test case, the ML won't help you here as well. So please be more specific on the fail logs, on the assertion logs, and etc. etc. Thank you, Nikolay, and Veronica, passing the word to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nikolay. And now I would like to ask if it's possible for you to show your ReportPortal project, like to show our community how you organize launches, how you use dashboards, etc.
Okay, just give me a second. First, I'll start with the defect types. Because ReportPortal provides you different type of defects that you can create and categorize, which is quite useful. In our case, we use the default ones because they work quite well. For some of the projects, we also have a couple of more different system type of issues that we detected and product types because we wanted to make a differentiation between them. In this project, we have one more new state under analysis, which we use it as a workaround when multiple people are doing analysis at the same time. We ask them just to mark the test with under analysis defect type. So the other colleague who is working on the same one should know that, okay, my colleague is checking this test, so I'll go and check another one to not duplicate our efforts. So my suggestion in general about ReportPortal will be the following. We are QAs. We tend to be smart people and lazy at the same time. use as much as possible from the default functionalities and do not customize. If you customize too much because you are dev power engineer, you have a lot of knowledge, you want to make everything customized and to write it by your own, just utilizing the APIs of ReportPortal, you might have problems after that with upgrades of the system. And if something breaks, it's not because ReportPortal does not work, it's probably because they changed something into the API and now you need to rewrite all your logic. So be smart, use the most of the system that give you with the default implementation and just tune the small pieces which really need and you need to tune for your project. The next thing is about auto-analysis. In the current project, we have projects where we use auto-analysis enabled by default. In this one, it is for Corinne's project. It's a beauty company with a lot of sites and right now we have more than 20 markets automated for that project. That's why I want to make a demo with it. In it, we don't have auto-analysis enabled because the complexity is quite huge and people, let's say, still do not believe truly 200% of auto-analysis to work, and they prefer to run it by themselves during the day, check the results, and after that start validating that the results are fine. But for every project, we use unique error analysis enabled because once the job completes, we have information of the failed test group, and this way we can see the unique failures and really see how much test we need to analyze. So having said that, I'll start show how basically my colleagues work. In that project, we have 5 different teams working in parallel at it. We have one dashboard, which is having information about what are the unique failures, which are analyzed from today's execution, how many tests for all the markets was executed, and after that we have information for every market, what is the current state. Of course, we have the same dashboard on a team level. So when you open it, basically we have here information only the summary for every market, so people can easily see, okay, we have 2 failed test cases, I'll click here and I'll see just the failures and I'll start working on them. Of course, sometimes we use different dashboards for different activities which are running in a project. For example, this is a separate dashboard for another activity related to, let's say, running the test on different environment. We want to see the progress over the time, how it goes, and as you can see here, we have executed a lot of tests with 50% failures, but over the time and the work which was done by the colleagues from that activity, now we are with just 15% failures. So there are still things to be tuned on the environment, but ReportPortal can show really the activity and the work of the colleagues for that initiative. And my favorite dashboard, let's say, is this one. It basically, when you want to make analysis, if you want to chase some problems and try to fix them over time, you can create a separate dashboard where you can put information that you really need. In this case, this is analysis for the US execution for that project. We have the information from the latest execution, what has happened. We have the trend of the failed tests over the time. So here that was not so good. Here is better. Here is again bad. Now is better. This can really help you to see where you can focus what to work on. If you want to work on the test cases with a lot of execution time, then top 20 widgets of the most consuming test time is really useful because it's ordered. So you can start with this test case immediately and see why it's taking 8 minutes. Is this normal? What's the problem? And to make it over time. If it's a problem in the code, it's a problem on the environment, it makes sense to be analyzed. And the other 2 widgets are quite useful because from here, if you want to make improvements in your automation framework, improvements in your test, you can easily take the top 5 of the most flaky tests and see why they have failed, or just to take most failed tests and start working on them. So dashboard functionality in ReportPortal is really huge, it's really good, and in order to use it in a smart way, you just need to define what problems you want to solve by them. Putting everything in one place is not going to work, just because it will not give you the information that you need, or you need to scroll a lot in order to achieve it. So be smart, create multiple dashboards for different initiatives or different needs, and use them when you need. How my colleagues work usually, they jump to the respective dashboard team, they see how many tests has failed, they click on it. After that, they go to the respective launch, go with unique error analysis. They see that all the tests are currently with one failure, so they are more happy because they need to analyze just a single test. And after that, with a few clicks here, they can edit all the tests immediately with the respective defect type, or put information about the problem in Jira and add information about the message itself, which is quite useful. If you go inside of the test, you can see here the history. That's really important, and this is one of the advantages that I have mentioned in the beginning, because first you can see how the test was running over the time. You can easily go and click between different tests and see what was the failure, what was the information mentioned here. You can see the stack trace, you can see the attachments. If you want to see, that's the beauty of ReportPortal, because you can put all kind of hooks here. So in after hooks, we add additional information about what kind of email was used, on which environment the test was running, where the test, you can see the results of it, and so on. Which is really useful because you have all the information that you need to make the analysis at one place, and you don't need to jump to different systems. Basically, this is how we use it on a daily basis. And another thing that I really want to encourage people, if they use it in future, is to make a daily filters. We observed that those widgets, basically they are configured. You have an option to say, let's say I want certain filter and I want to take the latest launches. But in our work, we are focused on our daily executions. So if you do not provide a filter, dynamic filter based on time, and let's say the execution for Mexico, the last successful was, let's say, 3 weeks ago, we're still going to have information from ReportPortal from the execution of the 3 weeks, because that was the latest execution for Mexico. And at one day we will observe that, we saw it. So our solution was, okay, we'll not make default filter about the Mexico execution, we'll make it for the Mexico execution for the last 24 hours. So if we don't have execution, that gadget is going to say no data, no results, maybe like this one, yes, no data available, and to know that we have a problem with Mexico, and now we need to go to our Jenkins and see why that job is not running. So yes, as a suggestion, create filters based on the time, dynamic time, and see the results only for them. Let me give you an example. For example, this is our filter for all development jobs which are executed for the last 24 hours, and here we can see all of them. If I remove the filter, I'll see all the executions that we have in ReportPortal. Any questions so far about how we use it, how we work with it?
Thank you so much, Nikolay, for a profound overview of how you use ReportPortal. One question from me is, what kind of integrations do you use? Do you use integration with bug tracking system or anything else?
Yes, we use 2 integrations in ReportPortal. The first one is integrations with bug tracking system, in our case Jira. The second one is email reporting. But to be honest, we don't use any emails from ReportPortal. We just use the 2 as it is. And we have another type of integrations from ReportPortal to our test case management system. One of the things that we want to do is part of the information that we have here from analysis point of view of all the failed test cases, also to go in our test case manager for transparency and other colleagues to have access to it. So we have created a job which was getting information of the failed test cases from ReportPortal, take the comments, the connection to Jira defect, and all other information that we have added here. And based on the defect time, we were putting it in our test case management system, updating some fields inside of it, like reason for failure, problems with product bug and respective Jira problem which was raised, and all the comments which were written here to be also in the our test case management system, which is quite good because ReportPortal is not only a tool that you can use to collect information, but it's also a tool from which you can extract information and feed other systems if needed.
Right, I really love it. Yeah, and it's a pretty extensive way to use it. Nice, thank you.
Yeah, That's true. And in terms of features, in the very beginning of the meeting, you've told us that like the most beneficial feature for you is unique error analysis. But what about the quality gates? I believe if you have open source version, you don't have quality gates, but how is it organized in your company? What kind of checks, quality gate checks do you have?
I'll be clever here and I'll say we don't use any quality gates or quality checks. Because for me, automation is just a tool which can help you to do your job. In our company, we don't have automation QAs, we have a QA, and every QA can do functional and non-functional testing. Everyone is responsible to write automation. So for us, ReportPortal is just a tool which help us to make the analysis faster, to be more efficient into the way how we do our testing and provide results. And in terms of quality gates, it really depends on the release process and on manual judgment of the team. We as a people are the quality gate and the people who take the decision whether we are ready to make the release, to say go or no go. Does this answer to your question?
Yes, definitely. But I'm sure you would love a quality gates feature just if you try. So Dmitry, we need to think about like free trial for Merkle company to like understand all the advantages of our feature. Okay. So yeah, it's very, very pleasant to hear about the positive impact ReportPortal has on your testing process. And now let's go to the results. So what kind of achievements you have witnessed since implementing ReportPortal?
First, using the ReportPortal, we observed that motivation inside of the team was increased a lot. We saw a lot more people willing to make the analysis because it's a new system. It has artificial intelligence inside of it, machine learning, which can help them to do their job in a better way. But I'll be honest, colleagues like the dashboard and how easy it is to work with the system. So that boosted motivation. Now we have more than almost every colleague can work with the system, want to work with the system because they know if I want to start working on the automation in general, first I need to know what is automated, how the test looks like, and this goes with the play with ReportPortal, getting familiar with different tests, troubleshooting the failures to get more context to the automation itself, and then start writing new tests. So motivation inside of the team for doing analysis was dramatically increased, which is great for us. Previously, we were just having few people, and most of the colleagues was thinking that analysis of the failed test is a boring activity, and now they do not consider it as a boring at all. Another achievement is having in mind that we became more efficient from analysis point of time, because we can jump to the respective failed test case. We can see what was the failure yesterday, today quite easily. We starting doing the analysis for less amount of time and to have more time to fix automation bugs or add new test cases. In the project that I'm currently showing, it's not because of the ReportPortal, but definitely ReportPortal helped to scale from 300 tests to almost 1,000 for just 2 years, which is amazing. Yes, of course, more people were joining the team, more workforce was adding new test cases, but definitely ReportPortal helped us to maintain the trend with adding new automated tests for the project itself. And for me, those are the best results. Better efficiency and more time for doing more meaningful team based on the team decision.
That's just very, very pleasant to hear. It's my pleasure to be here on the call and to get to know about all your results and your success, just because your success actually validates ReportPortal mission to provide a powerful, user-friendly tool which will help with test reporting and analysis. Because we are like continuing doing our best to improve the ReportPortal so as to meet the evolving needs of our users and community, and Merkle feedback and experience is just invaluable in driving our growth. So, Dmitry, is there anything you would like to ask from Report Portal perspective?
No, I'm really not like surprised, but let's say satisfied to see what I see.
Perfect. Fantastic. As we wrap up, I want to express our sincere gratitude to both Nikolay and Dmitry for your valuable insights and contributions, and Merkle's success story with Report Portal usage just truly inspiring, and we hope it will motivate our community to explore Report Portal more and more. And I would like to say thank you to our viewers, because we hope that this case study has provided valuable insight and motivation for our testing community. And remember, just with Report Portal, you can transform your testing process and achieve remarkable results, just like Merkle did. And until next time, happy testing. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.